Polish your piece. Masterpiece, then write a masterpiece. Deep breath and release. So all you need is depth, breath, and belief to polish your piece. The first poem in the book, and it's called Polish Your Piece. I think that's fitting for us to do, right? Okay. Polish your piece. Polish your piece. Masterpiece to write a masterpiece. Deep breath and relief. Depth, breath, and belief. Polish your piece. Polish your piece. Masterpiece to write a masterpiece. Deep breath and relief. Depth, breath, and belief. See, we all need a little bit of soul searching and elbow grease to rise above what's underneath. Sometimes you gotta place yourself like a centerpiece until your triggers feel relief. Woo. See, that's what it's gonna take to polish your piece. Polish your piece. Masterpiece to write a masterpiece. Deep breath and relief. Depth, breath, and belief. Polish your piece. Polish your piece. Masterpiece to write a masterpiece. Deep breath and release. Depth, breath, and belief. See, resentment causes dis-ease. It's taxing to keep receipts. Good grief don't feed the beef. Cause deceit brings decrease. So polish your piece. Polish your piece. Masterpiece to write a masterpiece. Deep breath and release. Depth, breath, and belief. Polish your piece, y'all.
Yeah.
In order to polish your piece.
Yeah. Period.
Once you master piece, you can write a masterpiece. If you take a deep breath and release, last thing you got to do is have a little bit of depth with a little bit of breath. And just a tad bit of belief. All right, y'all. Thank you. Your boss, you got. I really appreciate y'all coming out. It's raining. Y'all could have been like, but everybody came. Thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when it rains, I'm to the age where I might not go.
Come on.
So I understand that, and I respect everybody for coming out. So all right, look. Here is your prompt for tonight. Okay? The prompt for tonight. Don't worry. You can write it down if you want, but this is like a speech before the prompt. Okay? The prompt is titled, "If you learn it, it's with you. If you love it, it's in you." If you learn it, it's with you. But if you love it, it's in you. We've all learned things. Shoot. We all know things. Sometimes we know the right thing to do for everybody else. We know how to save, lose weight, and start something new. But it's not in us. So we don't do it. Or it's a chore to do it. See, we do what we love. So that's why I'm going to lose 30 pounds every January to September, and then I'm going to gain it all back by December. No, for real, because I know how to lose weight. I know how to do it. But I love to eat. So I'm finna undo that. The last 3 months of the year, I'm finna undo it. People making sweet potato pies, Patty got a sale. I'm finna undo it. See, we learn things every day. Some of the things that we learn we learn to love them. And after we love them, it becomes who we are. Before then, it's just something that we do. Like, I love to write, talk, and perform. I do it in all aspects of my life. Today, meaning when I wrote this, I read a Bible passage. It felt like love to me. Everyone who heard me read it aloud said they felt like it was my story. I did too. It was in me, not on me. It was me, not with me. So, here's the prompt. Here's the part. I want you to write something about what's in you. What do you love? What do you want to love? Write something. And then if you like it, I want you to get up here and share it with us. All right? All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for allowing me to give y'all a poem and a prompt. But now let's get to the important part of what's going on today. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to you the host of Firehouse Poetry, the host of Second Thursdays at the Columbia Bus Boys and Poets. And by the way, just so y'all know, everybody don't get the host at Bus Boys and Poets. You got to have the credentials. You know what I'm saying? I want to introduce to y'all one of my favorite poets.
Yes.
Well, actually, she's my favorite poet.
Yes.
She has performed at my wedding. All right, she actually wrote my wife's vows and her poem. We got footage. It's not for y'all though, it's for us. All right. She was one of the first people to bring me out, and she had an idea of something she wanted to do. She said, I love what you do. I'd like for you to be in my first thing. So I said, now that it's my turn and I'm doing this polish piece, this is my first thing, I want you to be a part of my first thing.
Period.
So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all clap it up. Clap it up right now. All the way till she gets to the stage. The truth. The poet.
How y'all feeling? Good. Good? Okay, so it's time for the first piece. Who remembers, you know, we still in this COVID thing. COVID like trying to pop back up, people trying to get sick again. But who remembers when it first popped off?
I do.
Y'all remember when it first popped off? What things happened? Y'all remember some things that was going on?
Out of toilet paper.
Out of toilet paper, what you say?
Hand sanitizer.
Hand, out of things. What you
I was saying closures.
Enclosures, what you say?
Mask.
Masks was on, right?
Lost a lot of money.
Lost a lot of money. Y'all remember what songs was out? What was happening? Remember Savage? Classy? That song was out. What else was happening? All the different TikTok challenges, man. People was on so it was like the Don't Rush Challenge. Yeah. Don't rush us. You know, all of those challenges was out, right? 2020 was crazy, right? So this poem that I'm about to do is what I was feeling when 2020 first started, okay? When the pandemic first started. Cool? So I just wanted to get y'all brains back into that mind frame before we started this piece. And it's called Cold Summer. Okay? My summer's been cold before, but as this world turned, summer done took a force majeure. See, viral been a virus, but now COVID got you seeking cures, or seeking voids to fill up what you lack inside. Desensitized feelings will leave your fears compromised. Changing weather been a thing that's kept us sick and tired, but who am I to address a misfit who is suited for more war than he is equipped with? When you're on the outs, you wear the mask that helps you fit in until your strength is acquired. A cold summer full of fallacies that nurtures the devil's designs. No coincidence or surprise that these are the most prophetic times. But to the signs we are not attentive. They hope we get lost in the dark while they flipping switches. Woke niggas claim to be aware of the agenda, but they scared of a pandemic that's a gimmick. You thinking corona, I'm thinking chemtrails been a chemist. Don't void that, my insomnia been a theorist.
Come on.
All right.
Take your time.
Insomnia been a theorist. New laws and provisions full of contradictions. Global shutdown the same time as the census. Common sense says they gonna count them as they kill them. They changed divide and conquer into social distance. To complete the mission, being savage is essential. 2020, and we still don't see it coming the way they distort our vision. See, God said we living in a final hour. And Satan told God, don't rush the challenge. I got a clock live and wired, watching TikTok until time expires. See, they neglect to survive while we scheme and conspire.
Come on.
We get too distracted and panic when the madness transpires. It's crazy how this tactics ancient dinosaur land before time, but I'm old school 80s baby, Rafiki inspired. So I stay ready because a cold summer in my city don't ever cease fire. It's just a cold front from when the heat rises. So we stay vested, protected, making hearts hard to invest in. Lost stock and love a long time ago when real niggas is in a recession. Oh, good.
You got it.
And this is why you write books, right?
It's been a minute. That part.
That part is
Shout out to the book.
Can we shout out for the books?
Shout out to the book.
Yeah.
So I stay ready because a cold summer in my city don't ever cease fire. It's just a cold front for when the heat rises. So we stay vested, protected, making hearts hard to invest in. Lost stock and love a long time ago when real niggas is in a recession. So it's no secret that we walk sleeveless and our shoulders are cold. So cold that forgiveness is non-existent and karma's out of commission because this cold summer got niggas too frozen to let it go. See, we were taught to play the hand we were dealt with a poker face that won't let it show. Whether we're tripping or geeking on a cold summer when we've seen 4 seasons in a weekend. No shade, I'm surrounded by trees that stay leafless. It's been hard to breathe, but a respiratory pandemic that makes you block your main airway is beyond me. When the real gangster radiation out here stealing life just like a thief on every block, unbothered, with that nigga 5G. Every day I pray for peace in a world full of non-believers, but who will believe in Jesus when Judas doing the preaching? So it's cold like misery and chill in the pits of hell. This world been sick of cells. Lying in the hand of the wicked one is only designed to let us fail. But I'ma still fight for mine because I was taught that ups and downs give life to a flat line. So if I'ma be a faithful and discreet slave, I'ma be the one that supports the Lord's coming, having faith that He will change my cold summer into a cool run.
So, before I even get into any of that, right, you already said why the piece was and what the piece was about.
Right.
When was the first time you shared the piece outside of, like after you wrote it and the pandemic is happening, when was the first time you shared that piece?
Online. I had to share it on Instagram. You know, had to made a whole little video about it, just addressing the things that were going around me, what I was seeing, and you know what I mean. You looking out the window, you know, the whole video we like looking out the window because you can't be outside. You know what I'm saying? So it was really just, and everybody was online. So that was the way we had to go.
What was the response?
That piece got like a lot of views. It went pretty great. It went all right. It did a really good job online. You know what I mean? I had a lot of feedback, and anytime I performed it, I got a lot of great feedback on it.
Word. Because I'm feeling the feedback from within the crowd this time. Because you went a little crazy. All right, well look, in order to stay on script and stay on time, because I got a whole new set of interview questions in my mind now after hearing the piece, but I'm gonna stay on point. All right, now the first question I have to ask you, because we have a mantra here at MRI. It's called "Get Paid Early and Often."
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you said you have a book.
Absolutely.
How much is that book?
You know, it's only $20.
Only $20.
You know, 2 10s, 4 5s. Yeah. Of course. You know what I'm saying?
So listen, y'all already came to the event, so you gotta choose between whose book to buy. Buy that one. Okay, get this one for the treat. What's the name of your book?
It's called Splitting the Pieces. This is what it looks like. I'm a 3-time author, so if you don't grab a book today or tonight, you know, you can always follow me and get in the link in my bio, grab a book online, you know what I'm saying?
It's really important that we support our featured artists, though. Most of them, this is what they do. They're what they do. So it's really important, all right? Kyle, do me a favor, go to Double Entendre, go to that slide. You know, something I think to get everybody started nicely. Why are double entendres used in writings? Why are they used?
For the same reason why we use any creative device. We want to make sure that we are selling our thoughts We are selling a product, and we are being creative with our thoughts. We're not just trying to just always just say the point and just leave the point there. We want to make sure we're making multiple points, because we got multiple things to say, and how great to say it than to say it all at once instead of making it a long laundry list.
Okay, so right off the bat, I'm hearing you say using double entendres, it condenses thoughts.
Absolutely.
So you putting two thoughts into one thing. Okay. What is the value that a double entendre gives to your audience?
Well, it's the creativity. It's the thing that attracts people to your writing. You know what I mean? Because anybody can just say what they want to say just right off the bat. I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling angry. But when you use a double entendre, you're elevating the creativity of that anger, and you're allowing people to really feel or really get an idea of what that anger looks like. That's what literary devices are for. It's for them to actually tap into and feel exactly how you feel in that moment by just the words.
Okay. How do you gauge the effectiveness of a double entendre in your piece?
Okay, so if you don't know, my favorite artist is Michael Jackson, right? And so, yeah, you right on point with me. You right on point with me. So in an interview with his mom or in himself, he said that when he felt it, he would say hee hee. When he felt something powerful, when he had like a new song in mind, he would say hee hee. Right? So that's when we write tons of things, but in that moment when you feel like it's powerful, that's like my hee-hee. Like, that's my hee-hee moment. That's my, I felt it different. It almost feels like God just gave it to me, because I'm like, I don't know how I thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you are being so creative. So that's how I know. It makes an impact on me. When it moves me, then I feel like it's going to move the room, because I'm hard to impress.
Okay, cool, right? So now that I'm thinking that, right? Now you're gauging it. That's the effectiveness of it. You feel it before you even write it. I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, has your feeling ever been wrong once you did it in real life, or in front of an audience?
I don't think it's ever been wrong. I think it just hits different sometimes to different people. So some people may miss it, some people didn't get it, or it may work in one room and not work in the other room. Like it just missed the whole crowd. The whole crowd never picked it up. They just missed the whole thing. Right. But it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't mean that it's not effective. I just don't think it was effective at that moment, and they might have been feeling something else in that moment. Because then a whole nother bar will hit that I didn't expect to hit like that. You know.
Okay. All right. Now speaking of that, right? Since you went there with your answer,
yeah.
Just a little pivot, real quick.
Okay.
Wrote a couple of lines down right here that you said.
Okay.
So we talked earlier, and we discussed that sometimes people confuse metaphors with double entendres. So I want to say a line.
Okay.
That you said. I want you to correct my line.
Okay.
And then I want you to tell me, is it a metaphor or is it a double entendre, and explain why.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Watch them tick-tock until time expires.
So tell you what it
Yes.
is? Okay. Watch them tick-tock until time expires is double entendre.
Why?
Because it has a double meaning in its stance. So watch them tick-tock. You know, we watch them TikTok all the time. You know, and they TikTok until all night long until their time expires. But also, they're watching time TikTok until time expires. What we're doing, we're watching the time. You know, God's watching the time until it expires. Until it expires.
I get that.
Right. So.
The days was long in COVID.
Right. And so, I mean, even the whole setup for that to go on, it's, you know, God said it's the final hour. So don't rush the challenge. Watching TikTok until time expires. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the final hour and talking about the time. So it was a setup to get you to the double entendre.
That's cold. I got a comment.
Please do.
Couldn't even hold it in.
Please do.
Because I was thinking when you said it because it was hard, period, right?
Right.
What I thought you meant by let them TikTok till time expired was the first meaning that you gave, but
Right.
the second one is when you actually do a TikTok, the time expires. You have to keep doing it over and over again, and it stops you, and you have to go back and do it again, and it stops you.
Yeah.
So the time does actually expire when you're actually doing a TikTok. So I'm just like, sure, yay.
Okay.
So then that's a triple.
Triple. Bing bong. Triple.
And I didn't even know it. Thank you, poet. I didn't even know. And I like it.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so cool. Right, all right. Please feel free to interrupt and discuss.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I like it.
It's not an interruption.
Oh, okay.
This is the community. Okay, now here we go. We stay ready for when the heat rises.
We say that's not.
Are you sure? Now let's go to the lines in the poem.
Okay.
You said, you might actually, do you remember the lines before that?
Sort of, kind of.
So yeah, hit the book.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the book.
Because you say something about the corner boys. And then you say we stay in line for when the heat rises. You're talking about the cold summer.
Mm-hmm. What the whole ceasefire part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear the lines one
So
more.
I stay ready because a cold summer in my city don't ever ceasefire. It's just a cold front for when the heat rises.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So now she gave you the triple. I'm gonna give you the double.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So we stay ceasefire.
Right. Ceasefire. Yes. That's
Okay.
Yes, that's double on top.
Cold summer.
Heat
Heat rises. Get hot in the cold summer. We're gonna stay ready for that. But
The heat,
the ceasefire, the heat, when they lift them up, the heat rises.
Yeah.
So I said that was hot fire.
Well, yes, that is a because the cold front is how you present yourself as a cold person because you don't want it's a cold front, it's a front because you want to protect your image because if you do not protect it, the heat going it's like people gonna get in their bag, and get out on you. So that's
that
Deep.
part.
So I was just feeling that because I'm like,
But then there's always a cold front before it gets hot.
yes.
Now, cold summer is also a triple entendre, just the title.
There we go.
So cold summer, the original just that meaning, right? And then cold summer, we were all dealing with.
Had a cold.
We were all dealing with the sickness.
Sniffle, throw. COVID.
And then, yes, COVID. And then cold summer as just dealing with people. People are being cold to you. The energy is cold. The energy is cold. So triple entendre on the side.
Wow.
Is it even worth going to the last one? Because that was wild. That was wild, man. You want me to do the last one or just skip? What y'all want? Y'all want the last one? You said too frozen to let it go.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Talk me through that.
Cause where it go? Where it go?
That was a little bit after.
Yes, God niggas too frozen to let it go. Mm-hmm.
Like Frozen, Elsa.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause this cold summer,
Let it go.
God niggas too frozen to let it go. So because you gotta be so cold, you so cold you frozen. You know what I mean? And you can never let go of what people have done to you. But Frozen, the movie, and let it go, let it go. You know what I'm saying? So just on that, play on that.
Yes. I love that. That was amazing. Because too frozen. Also, in general, I don't know if you just said this, my mind wandered, but sometimes we be stuck in the beef. It be too frozen. We be too frozen to let it go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You said that.
Yeah, thank you.
To the point where it's low.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, look. Let me get back on script.
Okay.
How do you choose what phrases to play off of? Is there a science to that for all of the writers in the? How do you choose?
Stick to where your part first led you. Sometimes we go so off tangent and off topic to where we were originally. The title was called Cold Summer. I knew I wanted to stick with that. So keep playing off of what a cold summer looks like, having the ideals of just different variations of what that is, you know, of cold and heat, of hot and cold.
Yes.
Well, how can I keep playing just off that ideology to keep the poem, to keep it where it needs to be?
Right.
So, you know, we go to cold summer and now we're talking about like something somewhere else, and you know what I mean. Now you're in Japan. You like, how I get to Japan? You know what I mean? You're supposed to be in cold summer. I'm in Japan.
Right.
All right. So just stick to where your mind was in the first place.
Okay. Now let me get deeper though, because I understand that cold summer. Let's play off the heat rises. Let's play off Frozen. Let's do all of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to get to TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Talk me through that one, because I feel like it's a little bit of science in that.
Well, again, this poem is about the pandemic.
Yes.
So what was happening in the pandemic?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about people were on TikTok heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's when I first joined.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even do a TikTok until the pandemic. You know, it was something to watch. And, you know, I wasn't even as bad. I'm probably worse now than what I used to be, than where I started. And, but that TikTok happened then. That was when, you know, and I finally did a TikTok challenge. I ain't never do a challenge until the pandemic.
Which one?
Because we was bored. You know the little one with a light switch where you cut the light out and you cut it back on and you switch outfits?
Yeah.
I did that with one of my friends. It was fun, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so yeah.
Word.
I even did that in the poem when I posted it. We did a rendition of that.
Hey.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say science, I don't mean like science in school, but I mean like the idea of something that's formulaic that you can use again. And I appreciate what you're saying, like, even I'm talking about COVID and I'm talking about what was happening at that point in time,
Mm-hmm.
which was TikTok. But there's also another door where to be open to that, because think about, or my advice for double entendres is think about what are people using heavily. What are people doing? What is everybody going to know about?
That part, yeah.
Everybody's going to know about TikTok. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's going to get your first meaning.
Right.
All right, and so if y'all look at the definition of double entendre, you want to be, your first meaning is something that is widely known. Something that everybody knows something about. And your second one is probably sneaky.
Right.
Right? So as you write your double entendre, you know clocks TikTok. You know the TikTok situation. So as
you got a double meaning.
when you want to use double entendres, you know you probably get a double entendre because the first thing is widely known.
Yeah.
Alright? So, let's play a little game.
Okay.
It's not really a game, but I feel like everybody gets excited when I say that.
Okay. What's the fun?
Tell me one or a couple of your favorite double entendres that are famous.
That are famous. All right. So I had to write these down, right? I had to write these down. So like, because I mean, I listen to like battle rappers. I listen to all types of artists. And you be like, you don't even realize something is a double entendre. Like, immediately I hear it, I'm like, oh, that was tough. But then, like, to sit back and, like, revisit it, I had to think. But, let's see. So, J. Cole.
Period.
J. Cole
Boy,
said,
nice. He's nice. For sure.
Eureka, Einstein on the brink of the theory, relativity, really, no MC equal. Y'all hear it? Eureka, Einstein on the brink of the theory of relativity, really, no MC equal. And y'all know who created the whole math theory, but then he played with it as far as he's an MC, nobody equals him on the relativity of but it was just crazy, right? You know, so but J. Cole got plenty. J. Cole got plenty. That was one, right?
You picked a great one.
Now, songwriter. I don't know if you heard of Daily.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
still stuck.
He said, baby, if you're the truth, then I'm lying next to you. But that part right there, baby, if you're the truth, then I'm lying next to you. Now, he could say, it can mean I'm just lying next to you, or I'm lying.
He lying.
Yeah, he lying. And then it also had truth in it, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'll be with that. Another person who was crazy on the double entendre. So you find them in songs. Jasmine Sullivan be doing them. You know what I mean? She's bars in her songs if y'all listening to her writing. But another person who's just crazy with the lyricism. You know, you could go to Eminem, you could go to Joyner Lucas. But right now, we're gonna talk about Lil Wayne. Okay. Lil Wayne don't play.
In the ethics for double entendre.
That's very true.
Wow. Okay.
And he say, most of y'all don't get the picture unless the flash is on. Most of y'all don't get the picture unless the flash is on. So, pretty much, sometimes when you're taking pictures, the flash not on, you're not even gonna get the picture. The picture's too dark, it's too blurred. Also, in real life, sometimes we're not really getting it unless somebody's actually shining a light on it.
Right.
We're not paying attention to it. You know, how many times do 1,000 things happen in your day? There's wars going on in other countries. There's, just things happening. People protesting in different places, but nobody knows anything about it until the news talks about it. Until somebody brings it up. Until it is a post on TikTok. We have no clue. You know what I'm saying? So
go ahead, baby.
I also have another interruption.
Please do, because I think we had the same.
Because I love that, because that's true. That was a double entendre, but I feel like I got from that, which is a triple at this point, that
Bing bong.
People don't get it until the clout is being.
There you go.
Right.
The flash, until somebody make it cute. That's
Right.
That's when everybody get it. But it been bad. It been hard. It been all that.
Right.
But when somebody else validated, then that's when they
You put a gold chain on it, like, yo, shorty crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of the chain.
Right.
Right. Or somebody validates you. Like, until Jay-Z said you nice, now you nice.
Right.
But you wasn't nice until Jay-Z said it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was giving you any attention until somebody in some importance said it.
Well, hey, you did your homework.
Yeah. Thank you. I was right
You
here.
did good in school, I can tell. Yes.
City forever.
Nice.
Listen.
Okay. Nice in the building.
Nice. What it is.
So check it, right? What are some of your favorite personal joints that you pen double entendres?
Okay, so I say this one about myself. I am a work of art who works my art to only masterpiece. So which is crazy that we do the polish a piece and we do the masterpiece thing. So that was a metaphor set it up to be a double entendre at the end. You know, because I am a work of art, that is a metaphor. Saying I am something is a metaphor, but it's a work of art to only masterpiece. Masterpiece part is the double entendre. So I just love, I want a masterpiece in my writing. That is my main objective. But I also want to create a masterpiece. You know what I mean, when I write. Another one is no one asks a star what color it is when it shines. It just shines. So nobody's asking a star what color it is, you know what I mean? When it shines, literally a star when it shines. But I'm not asking you what color when you are as a star when you shine. You just shine. You know what I mean? And I say that a lot of times for my kids. It's one that's powerful for my kids. Don't worry about the colors, because a star actually has plenty of colors.
Or how much does the star weigh? Or what shoes does the star have? Or how much the stars have?
Nobody has
the stars. The stars just shining like
they
love.
just allow it to be.
I love that.
They just allow it to be.
Wow, he's out.
And the last one I would go with is from the Cold Summer joint, and it's right at the end. And it says, because I was taught that ups and downs give life to a flat line.
Yes. That part. Yeah. That part.
That's like my favorite. I was taught that ups and downs give life to a flat line.
That's really
so one.
I didn't even catch that.
I did.
That was my favorite.
I poured it
That
in
was
my
favorite.
pocket.
Thank you.
Put it in my pocket.
So We know when you're at the doctors and things going like this, boom, 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 boom. That is the signal of life until it flatlines. But also, in our journey of life, we ain't living unless we going through ups and downs.
Yes, right.
You know, who is living a life on a narrow edge? What person in life is going through nothing? There's nobody on this world that exists going through nothing. Even the perfect person who ever touched this earth went through something. Went through way more than we did, right? So you're not living unless you're going through the ups and downs. And I thought that was just, I love that. When that was one of the things when I was like, that was my heat. You know what I'm saying? When I was like, you know, oh, I got something there. You know, so yeah.
You have stunned me. All right, so I am so thankful that we were able to do this for the first time as we working out these kinks and we seeing what's going on. I don't think we could have had a better crowd, a better conversation. Y'all clap it up for yourselves. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to clap it up for Truth in a minute though, because she's fitting to rock one more time. I'm just grateful again. I'm just grateful some more. Thankful. I'm just excited.
Thank you.
All right, well look, I'm finna get out your way, and I want you to get big.
All right, so this one is a new piece. All right. It's not in the book or nothing, and it's called Horrors of Households.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna make a joke, but I ain't gonna make one.
That's been up a long time.
All right. Serious on. Who's afraid of the dark when you lived in it your whole life? So comfortable with darkness that your loyalties lie with the shadows and your psyche fears the shining because anxieties can't stand to see what the light will reveal. Who's scared of frightening films? When nothing's more gory than your true story childhood star of the rate of your... Oh my goodness, I don't know what's happening. Let me start it over.
You got it.
Y'all making me nervous because it's like intimate.
Yeah.
This is the polish part.
Let's get into it. That's what we're here for. There you go.
All right. Who's afraid of the dark when you lived in it your whole life? So comfortable with darkness that your loyalties lie with the shadows and your psyche fears the shining because anxieties can't stand to see what the light will reveal. Who's scared of frightening films when nothing's more gory than your true story? A childhood star of this rated R flick with explicit content since black and white to a living color. Black lives be a blockbuster, a timeless action-packed dramatic thriller told on tape, yet the truth escapes no matter how much we record each other. Which explains the overall consensus of this universal picture still remains that it's paramount to Warner Brothers. See, while y'all were hiding under sheets, shook, scared to look in hoods, we was really taking cover from being discovered. Playing this role as if we don't belong. Praying that our dreams work so that we won't be the first to touch stone. So who's petrified of a haunted home when we've grown from the horrors of households? A place where pursuing a dream will only become a nightmare on your street. What's Friday the 13th to the 1st and 15th? Or the sheer uncertainty of every day of the week where empty stomachs growl at full moons because there's a purge happening. And now blocks be the grounds for great danger. Concrete without roses be the only headstones we know for the grave site beneath the pavement. Where their remains remain nameless. What's anguish to the kid who thinks that not stepping on a crack is the only way his mama's back is gonna catch a break? See, around here, superstitions are superficial, pure sarcasm if you ask me. But what's paranoia when your parents' normal becomes a paranormal activity? Possessing my actions even in their absence. I mean, my father's life was so inactive, mediums couldn't contact him. My dad had the deadbeat. No wonder why she called him the deadbeat. And the way my mommy kept things under wraps, she was often walking dead to me. I mean, how do you tell a parent that their parenting isn't apparent when apparently their ghost-like anatomy identifies as transparent.
Come on. Wow.
Without the transparency.
Wow.
See, what you call magic was habit to watch them disappear just to reappear as Casper. But who's to complain when no one can hear your pain amongst the field of screams this land casters?
Come on.
So we learned to keep a quiet mouth. One thing that wasn't raised around here was a tattletale, so Tales from the Crypt never left this house. Enduring the psychological manipulation convinced my mind that trauma was only a wrinkle in time with no need to iron out the fabrication. See, here, when genes are distressed, no one presses the issue. They only addressing it with medication to keep from becoming morbid, but the only trick they had to treat it was the sugar-coated. See, grandma, whose blood was full of splendor, inherited a sweet tooth and let the candy crush it.
Wow.
Fatherless aunties found sugar daddies while uncles booger sugar turned him into a boogie monster. See, the T is, it's hard to dodge this domino effect of destruction and death when it's designed to let the sugar rush them. So we run nowhere fast for what haunts us. But like Mike Myers, the past won't stop coming till it's caught you. So you better count for your demons like Saw torture, or you will forever suffer the consequences of his torture. But we act like our lives are not distorted. Like living in this upside down of stranger things is normal. Masking who we are to fit society's needs. Becoming the ghostwriter to apologies never received, just to compete against the writings on the wall from a monster's ink, wondering if these walls could talk, would they come for me or would they comfort me? Never being serious about this roller coaster of emotions, call it a generational curse of a joker's jinx. Woo. And although we see the Six Flags waving, we don't believe it. What's a zombie when there's so many people with their eyes wide open sleep? See, I want to warn my neighbors, but the residents evil, and alone they will leave you to this apocalypse. So what's death when living in this hell already feels like I got a glimpse? So I'm not scared of the so-called Day of the Dead with its goons and goblins. What I fear is being the only one awake in a world that has lost its consciousness. Did y'all hear the double R charges now?
The book of sugar, dollar no sugar rush. Thank you.
That's what's up. Anybody heard what?
I hope I'm right.
Okay.
Parents normal becomes a paranormal activity.
That part. What?
I caught 4 things. I saw the former ways of being. I saw like literal ghosts. Old stuff. Also saw being stuck in the past. And I even saw, because you later on said something about being a ghost writer. The ghost writer is the unknown writer. Because a lot of times you tell us a phrase when we function in our dysfunction. And so I thought about, if I'm operating in paranormal activity and I'm a ghost writer, I'm not realizing what I'm even doing that's causing the problem, which is the activity. And then when you think about paranormal activity, I went further and I thought about poltergeists and how those are ghosts that affect young children in particular. So if our parents are the paranormal activity, then their activities are the ghosts of things we're dealing with and we're struggling from.
That part.
Let's go with breakdown.
I definitely caught that in harmony. I appreciated the mummy part. I love that, and then the transparent, and then your parent identified as a transparent.
Identifies as transparent without the transparency.
What? And then I really, that was hard how you threw all of those different names of those movies. Or different types of movies, paranormal, and all these different types of movies, and even Stranger Things. You threw all them joints, and I don't watch those things, but I know what they are. Because
I watched when we did this at Firehouse Poetry last time I was there, and I was like,
Firehouse,
best piece of the night for real. And no shade to nobody else, but
thank you.
The line about Lancaster.
Yes.
I was like, how did nobody catch that when you did? I was like, that was so hard. I was just,
thank you. Does anybody know the Field of Screams? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say too. You talked about Six Flags and the Zombieland.
Whoa.
That was a double entendre for the fact of certain times of the year, Six Flags does have that. But you played it on a certain degree of, no, this really is happening before your eyes.
Right.
You see it, but you don't see it.
Now, it's crazy that you caught that part of it. The part that it really went with was the Joker's Jinx. See, the Joker's Jinx is a roller coaster at Six Flags. But if you ever looked up what Joker's Jinx is and what it means, it has a whole nother meaning to playing on people and what's going on, what's happening.
Was they all Paramount movies?
No, I wouldn't even know that. But no, I wouldn't even know that. But it was like I played off of the different producers of movies: Paramount, Universal, DreamWorks, Touchstone.
Universal Picture.
Universal.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also on that transparent, when mothers gotta be fathers, when fathers gotta be mothers,
So
get busy.
And then being invisible. When you're transparent, you're never seen. You're not being seen. But you know what I'm saying? But then talking about transparency is to be clear. You know what I mean? To be vocal, and they can see what you're seeing. But with that no longer, that doesn't happen without parents. There is no transparency, even though they're so transparent. Even though we're not seeing them, because we're not seeing them at all. Did anybody catch the sugar joint?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I screamed that.
Crush. That was excellent. Candy Crush.
Yeah. Okay.
Domino, Booger Sugar Rush.
Your grandma, all that.
Yeah. Absolutely. The domino.
Yeah.
Domino sugar. Yeah.
The grave, didn't catch the grave.
Oh, Domino Sugar.
Yes, the grave one.
Run the line back again.
Now I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to say the piece back. It ain't written down. But yeah, I know what parts you're talking about, but I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna have to say it to like get the lines together.
Nobody's gonna do that.
Exactly. Oh, here it is.
I know. I feel like I'm gonna run back in again. I don't want to run back in again. But yeah.
You didn't write that down nowhere?
No, it's written down somewhere. It's just not in my book. You know what I'm saying? It ain't on me. But yes.
Oh, different question. If she doing it off the dome,
I was about to say, right.
Yeah. Oh no. I ain't freestyling. That was written and practiced and remembered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that was a freestyle, please, somebody should have been handy. Yeah, I can't get the grade one to come up. Yes, I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
What about the part you said, the wall for comfort?
Hmm?
The part with the wall for comfort? You had two different meanings for that. What was that?
Yes.
I can't.
Could they, if these walls could talk, would they come for me or would they comfort me?
That was great.
You know what I'm saying? So like, to be like a fly on the wall or just the wall in general, it's seen everything. It's seen the good and the bad.
Right.
The good, the bad that they've done, the bad that you've done. You know what I'm saying? So would they really support what I'm saying? Or would they come for me and talk about all the stuff I've done?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all of that happens in the household. Who you about to say?
It's the grave danger.
Oh yes.
It's like, grave danger is a lot of danger, but also the danger that we in.
You leave the grave. Absolutely. Thanks for remembering.
Yes.
Yes. Now anybody catch the wrinkle line? Wrinkle in time. But you never addressing it, only iron out the fabrication. See here when these jeans are distressed, no one presses the issue.
Come on.
Addressing it with medication. So
tell the truth. Tell the truth.
So that was a double entendre. So you see that it's talking about wrinkling and attire and ironing out. Fabrication is fabric, you know, talking about the fabric and everything like that. When your jeans, we're talking about jeans, but your jeans of who you are. When your jeans are distressed, when you are distressed, no one's ever really pressing the issue. Nobody's asking about how you feeling. You know what I'm saying?
This is the elite level breakdown right here.
I got 2 questions.
Yeah.
First question is, have you ever had a space, or have you ever done this before, where people have picked your poems apart, where you are like doing this type of thing where it's question answer? That's the answer is no. Second question.
How it should be.
Second question. How does it feel? Do you enjoy it? Is it something that resonates with you?
Well, I love this actually. So like I told Dev when he came to me with the idea, I said it was genius. I said nothing's like this is happening in Baltimore. No open mic field is like actually letting you listen to a poet, workshop, picking it apart, letting them break it down, because like I love the people, I love the fact that everybody's going, oh yeah, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? That was really hard. You know what I'm saying? Well, the fact, and I think we miss a lot of artists.
Do
miss what they're really saying. And I feel like if some of the artists we really listen to could ever really break down there, or how much we've actually missed in songs or poems or raps and everything like that.
For artists to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think this is awesome. This is excellent. Make sure y'all come on to the next Polish Your Piece, because y'all missing out. Artists get tapped in. Okay, this is interesting. I like that. Yeah. All right. So, any more questions? Any more thoughts? Then you said.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, look. I love it. What you want to do? It's up to you.
Would y'all about to ask something?
Yeah, can I borrow your arm? My clothes?
I'm gonna press the issue, bro. Yeah, did you have a question too?
I was saying to shout you social media.
Absolutely. So, Dev was asking, y'all want another piece of y'all good?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So y'all ready to write?
We want to hear you write. We want to do everything.
You was going encore.
Can I request something? Like,
go ahead. What you want to request?
The one about your daddy. I like that. That resonated with me.
The one about my daddy?
The one you did on the 8th of February.
At Bus Boys?
Mm-hmm.
That was this one.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Talking about the bank one?
That wasn't a
The dad, my dad was a deadbeat. No wonder why she calls him a deadbeat. The way my mommy kept things under wraps, she was often walking dead to me. Yeah.
That was this one, bro?
That was this one.
Oh, it hit completely different this time. I heard the other part of it.
Facts.
Right. See?
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh my. All right, well then do the look, cause I got extras. Okay. Do the one with the refunds and the
That was
say
what I was
no.
going to ask. Can we do the
Say
same no?
no.
Can we do the same no?
Respect my no?
Respect my no.
Respect her no.
Okay, respect.
Now, what if she said no to that? Did y'all respect?
Would y'all respect it?
I would.
Okay, awesome. But I'm gonna say yes, so. All right. This is called Respect My No. I got a lot of givers in here, right? A lot of people that like to give,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yes.
Yes.
No, because I learned from you, so
You learn from me.
I'm on my no.
Okay. I'm on my no heavy too. See, I have enabled the behavior of expectation, taking on the role of Lord and Savior when clearly I'm not God.
Yeah.
See, I am not the one who causes to become, but too many times I became the things that you needed. See, I may walk in a way that shadows Christ, but bro, I am not Jesus.
Period.
But I understand why any of you see him or consider me the person to believe in. I know I've shown face when you didn't see him, became your eyes of clarity when other clouded factors obstructed your view. I know I helped fix your mistakes in a way that mimics miracles, and I've been there, sowing good friendships and good deeds, making myself readily accessible and allowing your problems to prey on my sleep. Too often I've looked my needs in the mirror and turned the other cheek, thinking that if I helped you accrue value, that would somehow make me priceless.
Wow.
However, I quickly learned that handouts didn't require price checks. See, my head and heart are being charged and taxed, and that doesn't make me worth more or less to be souls in debt. See, people keep confusing the cost of sacrifices with simple acts of kindness, and that really doesn't add up to me being the light when your world was dark, or that voice when it was silent. And as much as I would love to continue making deposits, God is the only one with endless savings accounts, and my personal clearly can't afford your problems. See, he is savior, and I'm just survivor. His energy be on indefinite, but sweetheart, I get tired. And that is a problem that started with me. Allowing myself to be an asset without boundaries. A fortune spent frivolously has become an unfortunate dose of humility. Trying to build back the bank that I broke, bending over backwards, being foolish. Because just when I thought I was this heaven-sent superhero, my powers stopped at human. See, I had to learn the hard way that my yes ain't free. I had to learn to give from my abundance, because reciprocity and gratitude is not guaranteed. Understanding that recipients don't keep receipts, so when principles aren't reciprocal, I had to learn to keep tabs on my energy. See, it's an expense that I can't get back. Therefore, those claims of duress I am unable to finance. Yes, I owe it to myself to pay attention to me and ensure my endurance. I can't tell you how many times I got left in a deficit behind paying it full. Knowing daggone well I ain't got it to give. Pulling from a stash that is in negative. So at this rate, my interest in my human investment is essential. Only pulling calls that got sufficient funds for my mental. See, I'm a big girl now, and I got my yeses on a budget. I got my time tucked away in a safe place called God's hand, so now even I can't touch it. See, I realized that people pleasing has become a pyramid scheme to feeling free, but now I got my priorities focused.
Mom.
So if you're looking for a loan, prayer is the only line of credit I got.
Come on, pray.
And unfortunately, my ATM is only dispensing no's at this moment, which is to say, no, I am no longer allowing your empty cup to make me poor. And no, I am not allowing misery to accompany me on guilt trips that I don't have the means for. No, I cannot go with you or stay. I'm done losing myself going out of my way. No, I don't have advice or an opinion. I'm keeping my 2 cents and minding my business, paying myself back for every time I bounce, because while I was getting everyone else in good standing, who was checking on my account, it seems like the balance never registers. So now devotion is what I'm lending towards the preservation of my life. I'm repossessing everything that has been taken for granted and reclaiming what's mine. I am becoming a vehicle, allowing God to take the wheel so that there's no depreciation in my drive. But if we really being honest about this concept, the act of giving shouldn't feel like it costs us a dime. But it seems like our translation of love has become a transaction of expectation. My kindness shouldn't only account by what I can do for you. Therefore, my yes is not an obligation, nor is it up for negotiation, and neither is my peace. So respect when I say no to you, because it means I'm finally saying yes to me. All right, thank you guys so much for having me. Y'all can follow me everywhere for the bathroom. At DA Truth, DA Poet, DA Truth, DA Poet on all social media platforms. Y'all make some noise for our host, DevRock.
I'm so appreciative, because that's how you gonna start a first joint. If you're gonna do it for the first time, you might as well do it like that.